it's time to blame. And they're blaming absolutely everyone under the sun. They're blaming men, they're blaming women, they're blaming people of color, they're blaming absolutely everything except for Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. Because we know that they're infallible. They did absolutely nothing wrong. If you can take time back and you can redo things, nothing should be changed because it was absolute perfection. No, it's everyone else that's to blame. And you have like these types of very interesting posts which have 5.4 billion views. And they're blaming men by saying that women need to stop dating and having sex with men immediately. I love the fact that, for men, we have free will and the ability to do whatever we want. But in the mind of identity politics, women live under a dictatorship. And it just comes down the pipeline like the marching orders, like stop having sex with men. And they immediately go, yes, person on Twitter, we shall. The Democrat Party wills it. She's not even joking. I love this one. Take a page from the feminists in South Korea. Boy, if you think that the feminists in South Korea are bad, you should see the incels in South Korea. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there's horror stories on the internet. You think Andrew Tate is capable of misogyny? Hell, you think that the writers for Dragon Age Velgard are capable of misogyny? Well, you haven't seen South Korea. Like, that's a level that goes way and beyond what even my mind is capable of. But the interesting thing here is reflection. And I already talked about this, and many other people pointed out that when you run for office, when you're Kamala Harris, it's impossible that you know what every single person likes or wants. It's impossible to know what the young man from Vermont wants, and at the same time know what the old lady from Michigan wants. And this is why you need consultants. You need to hire people that actually do the groundwork and they understand these demographics. And for the party that's really big on representation, for the party that genuinely think that representation matters and you cannot understand someone's lived experiences unless you have the similar genetical makeup with them, they don't seem to have a lot of young men that are straight as consultants. They do have like some people that are part of the LGBT community as consultants that also happen to be men. But for some reason, like they genuinely did not want to get young men that are straight and cis as consultants. And then they're wondering why cisgender straight white men aren't voting for them. I mean, they tried like what, white men for Harris? Jesus Christ. And then you also see most of the ads. It was pretty much, like, I looked at Harris's campaign, and almost every single ad and every single political talking point was, this is why Trump is bad, this is why Trump is evil, this is why Trump is a threat to democracy, and it appears he won the popular vote, by the way, but we also need to think about abortions, and you need to think about your daughters, you need to think about your wives, you need to think about them when you vote, which... like if you're playing identity politics and you keep saying, oh, this person needs to get this and that person needs to get that, and you need to think about the other two people. How do you think that flies? Like, you don't even need to be a scientist. You don't need to be a social engineer to figure out why this is a bad strategy. Like, imagine you're a mother and you have 3 sons, right? So you have like son number 1, son number 2, and son number 3. And you're going to say, for this Christmas, son number 1, you're going to get this present. And for this Christmas, son number 2, you're going to get this other present. Son number 3, this Christmas, I want you to think about your brothers. How do you think son number 3 is going to feel? Like, if you want to play identity politics, if you want to create a caste system that's built on genetical makeup, and it's like, all right, well, we're going to separate, but we don't just have American citizens now. Like, we have, like, citizens that are on various factions, and they're competing with one another, and every faction has its own interest. But this particular faction, yeah, we're not going to care about you guys at all. Why aren't you voting for us? It's absolutely insane. Like, what is the class of men that right now culture hates the most? It's not violent men, by the way. It's not like evil men. It's not like even criminals. No, like I see gangsters that are being praised, and there's a pop culture song that glorifies gangsters. No, no, no. Like if you look at the type of men that culture hates the most, more than anything else, it's gooners. Gooners are the most hated class of men right now. Like you can be a woman and you can do OnlyFans, and it's fine. Like you're obviously not going to be as glorified, but like culture will not dislike you as much as they dislike gooners. Gooners are considered to be the worst, right? Now, I'm on a Discord server for the game Nikke. It's got anime women that have plump tits and big asses. There's a lot of gooners there, so I talk to gooners. I interact with gooners. I think I understand gooners. Do you know what every single gooner wants? They want the waifu. They want that lady with the plump ass and big tits in order to interact with her, to go out with her, to talk with her, to date her, to marry her, to have children with her, and to tell other gooners that they didn't fail as a man, that they actually managed to find someone that they love and the other person loves them back, and they managed to start a family and now are providing for that family. And they're keeping that family secure. But unfortunately, a lot of these gooners realize that their dream is too difficult. It's too difficult to achieve in the real world. So they're basking into a fantasy. They're not hurting anyone besides themselves. They're just tuning out of society. They're basically saying, well, I can't do this in real life. It's too difficult. I can't compete. I don't have my own house. I don't have my own car. I tried applying for various jobs. I can't get anything. So I may as well just sink back into my fantasy land. If I can't have a real woman, at least I can pretend. And these are people that are hated by society. They're despised. Again, worse than criminals. Like, you can be a gangster, you can sell drugs, and you're probably going to have a better rep and street cred than the gooners. And instead of, like, trying to help them, trying to reach to them, trying to find solutions, trying to even understand the problem before you can think what the solution for it might be, because I don't know what the solution is. It's depressing, right? But like, the only thing that they're doing is constant mocking and ridiculing, which gets these people to isolate themselves even further. And when it comes time to vote, they remember all the mockery, they remember all the insults, they remember all the disparaging. And then you wonder why they don't vote left, or some of them don't vote at all. And the thing is, like, it's not about the gooners, it's most men. It's most men that this is what they want. They don't want just sex. They're not mindless beasts. They're not animals. This is like, okay, you gave them sex and they're happy. This is not like Barbie the movie, because this is like how feminists actually think. Like, in their imagination, they genuinely believe that men should be like Kens, that are shirtless on the beach and homeless and just there to provide entertainment for the Barbies. And if the Barbies are happy, the Kens are happy. And that is like the perfect utopia. No, it's not. What every single man wants is to feel useful. It's not about sex. It's about love and relationships. They actually want to have a significant other that they can love, and they get loved in return. They start a family, which is why that McDonald's commercial hit so hard. And then they want safety. They want to live in an area that's safe. They don't want to live in an area where they have to worry that someone is going to break into their house or threaten their family, or that when their daughter goes to school, that they need to worry every single day something bad can happen to her, or at school she can be attacked by other colleagues. And the media doesn't talk about it. The press doesn't talk about it because identity politics have to be more important. Right? That's what men want. And they want to have a job. They want to be productive. They want to provide to their family. So when you just say, oh, well, we're going to have stuff having sex with men. Okay, that's not what men want. They don't care about that. They have, like, even if you manage to do it, they have their own fantasy. They just withdraw from society, and then they still vote against you. What men want are stable jobs, safety, and the ability to start a family and raise their children. And until the left understands that, they will never be able to reach the male demographic. It's not even about, like, rich or poor anymore, because rich people that are male want that, poor people that are men want that, all men want this. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.